Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking, all right? So shout out to everybody who is in the building. It's good to see each and every one of you. If you guys can hear me okay, please give me a thumbs up or a radiation emoji in the chat. If you guys cannot hear me, please give me a thumbs down or an angry face, all right? And I will try to work on it. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to shout out everybody that's in the building. Got my man Carlton Way in the house. Shout out to you, bro. We got Vovo 2 Love in the building. We got Jerry Bedford. We got Zava Xavier. Shout out to you. We got my man DC Precise. What's good with it? We got my man Sid One. What's good with you, Sid? We got DC Precise in the building, and we got my man AB Promotions. All right, yo, shout out. Make sure y'all show AB Promotions some love. My man AB Promotions dropped the Modern Investor video to me early, you know what I'm saying? But y'all already know Modern Investor is one of them folks that I watch that video as soon as that bad boy go live, you know what I'm saying? But if y'all ain't seen the Modern Investor's most recent video, and you're a cryptocurrency investor, you need to watch it, is all I got to say. You need to watch it. But before y'all watch that, we're going to watch this. Because I don't know if anybody knew about this, but it's some type of weird red pill versus conservative civil war type thing going on beyond what's going on with Candace Owens in the Daily Wire. The Daily Wire is sending shots at everybody. All right. Shout out to Sid. Sid said, all good here. Had my ex visit for a few weeks, and it was a trial, to say the least. It was a trial. Yeah, let me guess. You got the guilty verdict. Shout out to my man AB Promotion with the off-rip ducats, man. Make sure y'all show my man AB Promotion some love. He said,
silence. I ain't got no money, pa.
Now, I don't know if it played or not. My StreamYards is still acting weird. I'm going to try it one more time.
Silence. I ain't got no money, pa.
Yeah, there we go. Make sure y'all show my man AB some love for promoting those ducats. Make sure y'all show him some love. So we're going to see what's going on with Ben Shapiro, because you got Ben Shapiro and Andrew Tate going back and forth. I didn't get a chance to do this yet, but we're going to do this maybe a little bit later, maybe tomorrow, depends on how I'm feeling. We still got to go over the Daily Wire's attack on Fresh and Fit. I think the name of the channel is Brett from the comment section. She looked just like Ben Shapiro, but with a wig on. She went at Fresh and Fit over the Daisy situation. And YouTube giving out views for that. And they pushed me to a better algorithm than I was in. So guess what? We're going to be talking about that too. You know what I'm saying? So let's check this out. We got an article here from Mediaite, and it says Ben Shapiro goes nuclear in takedown of con artist Andrew Tate, selling lies to quote unquote men doing that there to his webcam business. Now that's a very interesting accusation. All right. So what we're going to do is, before we watch this video here, we're going to read this article. The Daily Wire's Ben Shapiro sounded off on accused sex trafficker Andrew Tate for selling lies to men doing that weirdo stuff to Tate's webcam business on his show on Wednesday. Now, let me ask y'all this. What do y'all think prompted Ben Shapiro to go off on Andrew Tate? I don't know if you guys are aware, but there's an individual on YouTube and other social media platforms. He's not supposed to be on there because he's been banned for misogyny and other things, named Andrew Tate. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with Andrew Tate, well, first things first and foremost, most importantly, he's a grifter. Everything this guy says is a lie. The real reason why I'm upset is because he's online getting all these women. I'm stuck at home with my wife. My business is failing. I lost Candace, and I really don't know what to do anymore. My voice sounds like I swallowed a balloon whole, and all of the helium sprayed out inside of my throat and sat right on my esophagus. I've sounded like this ever since I was 15 years old. Oh, man. And of course, if Andrew Tate dares say anything back, anti-Semitism. Flag on the play. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she does look like a female version. I'm telling you, how many people have ever seen this individual named Brett from the comment section? You guys see what Carlton said? Carlton said she looks like a female version of Motormouth. Well, I just want to let you know there's no relation. She's an employee of the Daily Wire. Okay? There's no relation. Carlton Way is in the comments section doing what Carlton Way does, saying disinformation and being off code. Oh, man, that's what Carlton Way does. He just says disinformation and he stays off code. Yeah, we definitely got to check that out, man. After an extended introduction to a segment in which he argued that con artists use truth to launder lies, Shapiro embarked on his takedown of Tate, which is interesting because I would go as far as to say that Ben Shapiro does the exact same thing. Shapiro sounds like and looks like a black and white movie. Old Perry Mason looking ass. And he sings songs like Jersey Boys. Oh, man. That's crazy. Andrew Tate, who got his start as a provocative reality TV star, who then started a webcam business, quote unquote, grooming women into sex trafficking effectively. And that is, according to his own admission, that's how he made his money. Whether he says they were groomed or not groomed, the reality is he groomed women into getting into the webcam industry, which is the P word, not the other one, began Shapiro. The way that Tate, quote unquote, explodes the myths is he plays a really stupid game. It's a game for stupid people. The game is like this. I'm going to say two transgressive things. things that violate the taboos of the culture around me. One of those things is true, and one of those things is false. But because they are both transgressive, and because people will oppose me on both of them, one for bad reasons and one for good reasons, this means that I have somehow gotten under the skin of the quote unquote matrix. Everyone opposes me, which is why I'm a rebel. That's Andrew Tate's entire game. I would go as far as to say that that's most conservatives' quote unquote game. Shout out to my man Poppy Blanco. What's good with you, bro? Shout out to SD Johnson. What's good with you? Wouldn't you guys agree? I would say that that's most conservatives' games. SD Johnson is in violation. He says, Ben Shapiro beard looks like it was etch-a-sketched. Ha ha, ha ha, ha ha, ha. Oh, man. That's crazy. Hey, Ben would be the perfect person to play Robin on Batman. Matt Walsh could be Batman, and Ben Shapiro would be Robin. That would be hilarious. You know what I'm saying? And Candace Owens could actually play the Joker. Shout out to Torian. What's good with it, bro? So now here it says, so he will say things like feminism has ruined men by usurping the male role and robbing them of their initiative. That is a true thing. That is a true thing that is not politically correct to say, argued Shapiro. Now, let me ask you guys this question. We have to ask the question, what men were at the forefront of this quote unquote feminist movement that they're so outraged about? Who were the men? Because behind every strong woman, there's a weak simp. So we got to ask the question, when it comes to men on the global scale, what males led the feminist movement? Let me know in the comment section. Okay. He will then say another transgressive thing that is absolutely false. Like, for example, women love it when you treat them like garbage. You should treat women like garbage, and dominant men are the kind of men who treat women like garbage. That is not a true thing. It is a transgressive thing, and it's transgressive specifically because it's evil. What do you guys think about that statement? Shout out to K Kent. What's good with it, bro? Yeah, Candace Owens is actually Croc. She can be Killer Croc. Oh, man. Then he will say another transgressive thing that is absolutely false. Like, for example, women love it when you treat them like garbage. You should treat women like garbage. Dominant men are the kind of men who treat women like garbage. That's not a true thing. It's a transgressive thing, and it's transgressive specifically because it's evil. Now, here goes my question. How do you guys feel about that? What do you guys think about that statement? Is that a true statement or a false statement? Let me know what you guys think. Shapiro went on to read aloud the following social media post from Tate on Tuesday. Now, let me ask you guys this. How many people have noticed how often Andrew Tate addresses white men? Shout out to my man KO Kid Fit, because KO Kid Fit is one of the few people who really kind of goes in on that and actually questions that. But this is the guy that says, my dad's black. My dad's black. I don't agree with Joe Biden on anything except for when it comes to Andrew Tate and Myron Gaines.
You ain't black.
I hate to put you guys in this situation, but when it comes to Myron Gaines and when it comes to Andrew Tate, do you guys agree with creepy Joe Biden?
You ain't black.
Oh man, yeah, Derek Jackson is absolutely a founding father of the feminist movement. Big facts. You know what I'm saying? He had a little bit of red pill in him, though. He just didn't tell nobody about it. He made his money with the female stuff, but he had a little bit of red pill in him. You know what I'm saying? Homeboy was a player. You know what I'm saying? So now here's the tweet that Andrew Tate posted addressing white men. Dear white men, you're effed. You're being replaced because none of you have children. Even those of you B-word complaining about the replacement online, like little girls, don't find the gumption to have sex and bear children. I see white men bragging about having 5 kids as if it's an achievement. LOL. 5 per year? Yeah, right. Oh, all you white boys lost control of your sick women, and now they won't accept multiple wives anymore. Now they tell you they don't want kids anymore. One's enough. They don't want to do their God-given job anymore. They want Instagram likes instead. So your genetic potential is stumped by the whims of some singular female, a female who takes 9 whole months to grow a single baby. Other races have multiple ovens for bread. We're not cucked. Some B word is screaming at you about loyalty, and you're sitting there saying, yes, baby, jerking off to porn while she's asleep or maybe cheating with a side bitch. Okay? What do you guys think about that? Shout out to KG. What's good with it, bro? What do you guys think about that? Very weird. Interesting observation on the part of Andrew Tate, wouldn't you guys say? And now another thing that I find interesting is that why is it that when it comes to these particular kinds of conversations, why is it that white people never say, well, why are you bringing race into it? This is a weird conversation. This is something weird for a mixed guy to say. You guys think that this is kind of weird? This is a weird mixed guy addressing his white comrades. Yeah, facts. If y'all agree with Carlton, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Tate is talking that talk. Yeah, he's talking that talk for sure. Absolutely. I agree with Finn. Typical WS incel stuff. Which is interesting because it's all fairly organized. You know what I'm saying? Andrew Tate has an extremely organized network. Yeah. Shout out to AB. His dad is the black guy from Tropic Thunder.
You ain't black.
Oh, man. Shout out to Torian. Torian said the typical conversation between PC is usually weird. Look at what Josiah and Isabella Moody talk about when discussing their marriage and their daughter. Yeah, very strange. I guess they're just so happy that they were able to produce a child. You know what I'm saying? Everything else fell by the wayside, you know? So, yeah, again, they didn't lose control of their women. They helped their women with feminism because they knew that if they utilized their influence and gave that influence to their women, if their women were able to spread that influence to other women, then that would be the fundamentals of destruction of other people's societies and other people's communities, which is effectively what it is, which is one of the reasons why you see now, quote unquote, the erasure of feminism. You never hear white people talking about these old school feminists anymore. Anytime you hear white people talking about feminists, it's a blackface on it. You see some black female Democrat, you see like a Sexy Red or something like that, rapper, Suki Hana. The only time they ever talk about feminism is when they're trying to abortion shame black people, which again, abortion is a result of a white feminist, Margaret Sanger. Adam 22 would tell Hassan to rock somebody's snot box because they're kicking it these days. That's what Adam 22 would say. He would say Bronx River, son. Bronx River. You know what I'm saying? Get your TV turned off. Oh, man, Hassan Campbell was getting roasted for kicking it with Adam 22. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? A female who takes 9 whole months to grow a single baby. Other races have multiple ovens for bread. We're not cucked. Which is interesting because if you listen to some people of non-white races, they would say the opposite. That's neither here nor there. Some B word is screaming at you about loyalty, and you're sitting there saying, yes, baby. You know what I'm saying? Doing all that to porn while she's asleep, or maybe cheating with a side bitch. Oh no, I couldn't get another woman pregnant. My wife would kill me. Total effing losers. Soon your race will be nothing more than a few pages in a history book. A lesson on what happens when you F the female psyche so hard they're obsessed with money and social media, as opposed to being one of many baby factories for a king. 30 children minimum for the Dons. White people, go talk to your best friend's wife about what to do this weekend. Maybe you can take a nice walk around IKEA. Enjoy extinction. Oh, man. Shout out to my man, Win, Lose, or Rug. What's good with it? What do y'all think about that? Now, again, mind you, this is Andrew Tate addressing white men. And notice how none of them came running talking about, why are you bringing race into it? The whole entire world's population is down. Everybody's not reproducing. Why is it? Why is it that that didn't happen? When it comes to these quote unquote people, the only time these people are concerned about race being brought into something is when black people have something to say about what's going on with our race. Anytime it's anything negative, stereotypical, or pseudoscientific in regards to us, they could care less. Go ahead and keep bringing race in. Bring race in as long as you're talking about the black race. And many people have allowed this to perpetuate forever and a day. Talk tough and do nothing. And it's annoying. And I heard, shout out to Win, Lose, or Rug. Win, Lose, or Rug said they was bitching about when he clowned them with this post. Yeah, oh yeah. And this is one of the reasons why Ben Shapiro is triggered. Shout out to Tedra. Tedra says, PC people always say stuff thinking they're funny. That's why you really have to pay attention to what they're saying. They say what's on their mind, but play it off as a joke. I'm going to tell you guys this. Never give them grace of a joke, ever. There should never be a such thing as an accepted PC comedian, because they're all telling the truth. 400 years of dealing with nonsense. Longer than that even. People got to start doing the hard cutoff. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, shout out to Win, Lose, or Rug. When it comes to everybody else, it's a singular competition. Anytime it comes to us, it's the entire race. Ryan Garcia knocked out black people. Black men got Daisy pregnant. We have the choice and the ability to return fire if we desire. But as you guys can see, it's a lot of outrage and not so much return fire, which is something else that's annoying. I think Ben Shapiro, for the most part, is, I would say, always wrong. Would you, how many of you guys would agree with that? If you guys agree that for the most part Ben Shapiro is always wrong, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, then give me a thumbs down. And real quick, shout out to everybody that's watching. I appreciate you guys. If you haven't smashed the like button yet, please take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell and subscribe to the channel. So yeah, so we just read that. What do you guys think about that tweet? What was the purpose of Andrew Tate tweeting that? You think that he made anything better? You think that he made anything worse? You think that white people care what he has to say? If you ask me, I don't think that white people care what he has to say. But if you ask me, that's him trying to secure his alliance. She's trying to do the Abba Preach thing. Trying to do the Kai Cenat thing. Kai Cenat about to get roasted today, too. I didn't get a chance to do it the other days because I was kicking it, doing some other stuff. But I remember there was this little thing called YouTube, and I felt like streaming. So I was like, you know what? Let me get all these out the way. Let me get all these out the way today. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, okay. So again, one true thing, many false things. One true thing. People need to be having more kids in Western civilization. Now, how many of you guys agree with that? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. People need to be having more kids in Western civilization. I disagree. You guys already know my position on this. I'm all about depopulation. Shout out to the elites. I'm team elite. Hashtag team elite. I don't think that people need to populate more. I think that some people need to populate more. And others can kind of just do like New Edition and cool it down. For real. You know what I'm saying? The many false things. Marriage is bad. Loyalty to your spouse is bad. Society can be built on men running around having sex with 30 women and having 30 kids per year. And this is true. This is the true measure of a man, opined Shapiro. And young men think of that like, wow, that sounds amazing. Because the course of male sex drive looks for various women. That is just the way that mammalian biology is built. Males seek to impregnate many females. And so that sounds great to a bunch of young men who are doing the weird stuff to Andrew Tate's webcam business. It sounds amazing to them, but that's not how societies are built. Let me ask you guys this question. How are societies built? Shout out to Carla. What's good with it, Carla? What would you guys say about how societies are built? Shapiro concluded by mocking Tate for claiming to have many kids without taking care of them or marrying their mothers, musing that maybe it's like a girlfriend in Canada. He is a con artist, and he is conning you into doing something, declared the conservative commentator. He is conning you into giving away the only pathway towards actual societal success and personal success in favor of his vision of a Genghis Khan-like spreading of his seed. Oh, man. So we're going to watch Ben, because Ben was big mad. You know what I'm saying? We're going to watch his little segment on Andrew Tate. Shout out to Ricky. What's good with it? Shout out to Jay. What's good with you, bro? Let's check this out real quick.
Andrew Tate, who got his start as a provocative reality TV star, who then started a webcam business grooming women into sex trafficking effectively. And that is according to his own admission. That's how he made his money. Whether he says that they were groomed or not groomed, the reality is he groomed women into getting into the webcam industry, which is pornography.
Man, you can't speed Ben Shapiro up, man. You cannot speed Ben Shapiro up. Right. Facts. Yeah, this is the dude telling us about women that said WAP is a serious medical condition. No, what that means is that, you know what I'm saying, you know how to stimulate a woman properly. That's what that means. Or either you got a woman that's, you know what I'm saying, the on switch is pretty easy to activate, which ain't a bad thing, but it could be disastrous too.
Andrew Tate, who got his start as a provocative reality TV star, who then started a webcam business grooming women into sex trafficking effectively. And that is according to his own admission. That's how he made his money. Whether he says that they were groomed or not groomed, the reality is he groomed women into getting into the webcam industry, which is pornography. Well, Andrew Tate has this.
See, now this is one of the reasons, this right here is one of the reasons why Andrew Tate and Fresh and Fit get along, because they say stuff like this. Y'all see what Win Loser Rug just said? Shout out to Win Loser Rug. Win Loser Rug said, Tate said he would smash a dude before an ugly chick. That's disgusting. You're insane. You're insane. Shout out to all the men that's in the building. If you guys agree with Andrew Tate on that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't, then put the vomit face in the chat. I'm surprised Abba and Preach didn't put this in their reply video to Fresh and Fit. Who would do that? How can you? Let me shut up. Let me shut up. Because it's just some stuff that I just don't understand. Maybe it's just my low IQ. I don't understand this. I don't understand how you can substitute any woman for a dude and call yourself straight. Oh, man.
I don't think you've changed a thing. Go on, jump.
No, I don't want to jump.
Yes, you do. You smoke crack, don't you?
Oh, man. Facts. Shout out to Carla. Carla said that's why we have so much monkeypox. Yo, facts. If y'all agree with Carla, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. That's facts. That's facts. Oh, God. That's what Ben Shapiro should have said. This guy, Andrew Tate, is a grifter. Anybody is a grifter that says if they can't smash a woman, then they'll smash a dude. Like, that's crazy. Hey, it is what it is, man. This that legitimate, right? Legitimate, but they're calling it. There's a lot of speculation going on. I don't know if you guys have gotten any of these videos across your thumbnail, but now people are asking the question, is the red pill legitimate? Now, if you ask me, right, my honest opinion, I don't think that the red pill was meant to be legitimate. I think that the red pill is something like religion. When I say it's something that's like religion, what I mean is that red pill utilized properly could be helpful in some situations. Keyword, utilized properly, right? But the problem is that you get a bunch of quote unquote false prophets, frauds, simps, and morons, scammers that take the good things out of the red pill, turn it completely into a clown show. And somehow, because the people who are clowns relate to other clowns, those people have a meteoric rise to fame. It's one of the reasons why you see most of the meteoric rises to fame all over the place. Most people who are losers identify with other losers. So chances are that individual that you connect with online is a loser. It is what it is. It's sad, but it's the reality. And you can see this all across the internet, not just in the red pill space. You can see it on the female side. A lot of femcels mad because they had stuff happen to them. They're not getting the kind of life that they want. Guys don't want them the way that they want. They blame everybody. They're destroyed. Their psyche is completely gone. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes upset. Women rejected them. They never had a bunch of friends. They either become cops or take the red pill. If you ask me, becoming a police officer was pre-red pill. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Let's listen to Caterpillar Eyebrows.
This is his game. His game, Andrew Tate, has been incredibly popular online for a reason, which we'll examine in a moment. Number one, Andrew Tate is very entertaining. He's entertaining because he explodes the myths. But the way that he, quote unquote, explodes the myths is he plays a really stupid game. It's a game for stupid people. The game is like this. I'm going to say two transgressive things that violate the taboos of the culture around me. One of those things is true, and one of those things is false.
What that sounds like to me is something that Ben Shapiro does as well. And as we know, it's called WS argumentation. Taking both sides of an argument. How many of you guys would agree with that? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. So Ben Shapiro is not telling us anything that we don't know.
But because they are both transgressive and because people will oppose me on both of them, one for bad reasons and one for good reasons, this means that I have somehow gotten under the skin of the matrix. Everyone opposes me, which is why I'm a rebel. That's Andrew Tate's entire game. So he will say things like, feminism has ruined men by usurping the male role and robbing men of their initiative. That is a true thing. That is a true thing that is not politically correct to say. Then he will say another transgressive thing that is absolutely false. Like, for example, women love it when you treat them like garbage, and you should treat women like garbage, and dominant men are the kind of men who treat women like garbage. That is not a true thing. It's a transgressive thing. And it's transgressive specifically because it's evil. It is a bad thing to say. It is a bad thing to think. Women should not be treated like trash. And good women do not want to be treated like trash. And you treating women like trash is not going to make your life better, and it's not going to make their life better. But it is a transgressive thing to say. It is taboo. And so Andrew Tate has violated so many taboos, and he can get away with it because, of course, the rules don't apply to him. He's a Nietzschean Ubermensch because he is very, very buff, and because he works out a lot, and because he smokes cigars. And this means you should listen to him. You should listen to him, in fact, so much.
Now, what I think is going on right here is I think Ben Shapiro's having a little bit of projection. I actually think that all of those things that Ben Shapiro just named are all of the things that Ben Shapiro romanticizes about Andrew Tate and wishes that he had as attributes about himself. But because he can't, and because he's swaggerless, he's outraged. I would be outraged if I was swaggerless too. Thank goodness I'm not. Thank goodness my swag drags to the floor. You know what I'm saying? Just saying.
You should pay him $49.99 a month to join Hustlers University, where you will learn other secrets. Like, for example, you don't need hard work and initiative in order to really get ahead. You can learn his magical methods for making lots and lots of money. You can own a Bugatti, just like Andrew Tate owns a Bugatti. And all you have to do is listen to his magical business advice, which explodes all of the matrix, explodes the matrices of truth, the immutable truths. Now, why am I talking about Andrew Tate today? The reason I'm talking about Andrew Tate today is because Andrew Tate, again, playing the two transgressive things, one true, one false game, has over the past few months said some true things and then said a lot of false things, all of them transgressive, right? So the truth.
Now, here's the funniest, the irony out of this, right? Ben Shapiro calls Andrew Tate a grifter. If that's not ironic, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. Like, are you serious? Both of these dudes are grifters. Most people that hit a live button are grifters. If you ask me, if somebody gives you their most priceless resource, and out of that priceless resource, what you're offering does not provide them tangible material value, yet they're giving you their priceless resource, you are a grifter. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down.
True thing that he has said is he said, quote, I pray Christianity regains its strength and protects its societies against the pervasive and constant erosion of morality by the devotees of Satan. If you accept everything, you stand for nothing. I agree with literally every word of that Andrew Tate statement.
Shout out to Shamika. Shamika says, Rob, you're a grifter. Now, here goes the thing, right? If everybody had a bought bonk when I told them to, I wouldn't necessarily be a grifter. Would you guys agree? How many of y'all agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. When I had said, hey, go get you some bonk, you ought to have some dough. A decent amount. You know what I'm saying? If you put in $100, you'd have $40 on your 100. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Yoshi Mori. Yoshi said, I just bought some more bonk. Bro, I'm about to hit bonk. There's some, we're gonna be talking about some more because there's some other stuff that's looking good too. That I'm about to be, as when it takes those deep dips, I'm about to be getting a little bit. Oh, speaking of the grifter community, we might have to react to that video Spencer Cornelia did on Jay Morrison. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Miss Niecy. What's good with it, Miss Niecy? Let me ask you guys this. Shout out to Auntie Sheep. What's good with you, bro? Why do people keep giving Jay Morrison their money? Why do people keep giving people like Jay Morrison their money? Why don't people spend their money on themselves? Somebody make it make sense. You watching Pac Moon and Blast? I'm gonna have to check those out. Oh yeah, I got me some Peppy. I definitely got some Peppy. I hope you got it a couple days ago. It went down like 20%. I hope that's when you got it. Now check this out real quick. I want somebody to look this up for me. Look up the total value increase in percentage since Bonk was first minted. How much it's raised, how much it's gained in price since the coin was first minted. Let me know what you guys get. And real quick, shout out to everybody that's watching. I appreciate you guys. If you guys haven't smashed that like button yet, please take a moment, smash the like button. Also, if you guys have not hit the bell, please take a moment, hit the bell. We got 45 people watching and we got 21 likes. If we could get the likes up to 50, that would be average.
That Christianity ought to regain its strength and protect its society against the pervasive and constant erosion of morality by the devotees of Satan. I agree with all of those things, actually. Then Andrew Tate will put out tweets like the one that he did yesterday. Here is Andrew Tate's tweet, and this is why it comes up in the context of marriage. Again, he is telling you an immutable truth must be exploded. That immutable truth is the fundamental good and necessity of family. Quote, "Dear white men, you're effed. You're being replaced because none of you have children." Okay, so again, even within this tweet.
Now, let me ask y'all this, and shout out to Win Lose a Rug for increasing that Solana. Yeah, bro, I got some plans. I definitely got some plans. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely about to distribute some things. I'm about to stake some things. Y'all already know. Do y'all think that Andrew Tate triggered Ben Shapiro with this post? If you guys think that Ben Shapiro was big triggered by this Andrew Tate post, then give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't, give me a thumbs down. Now, shout out to DC Precise. DC Precise says 2,750 for the year. That's just for the year. That's just for, if I'm not mistaken, what would that be? From April of 2023 through April of 2024. That's not bad. Let me ask you guys this. Can you get a bank account anywhere giving you that type of interest? Shout out to the fellas in the building. Can you find a woman that'll give you that kind of interest? You know what I'm saying?
He is saying a couple of things. One, all transgressive, some true, some false. One, Western societies are not reproducing a replacement rate. That's a very bad thing. We've talked about that on the show a lot. It is why, for example, family is necessary. But he goes further because, of course, this is...
Now, I'm going to tell you guys, there's another one. There's another one that I'm looking at, and it's new. And then remember though, Win Lose a Rug, Bonk it literally, it only been out for maybe like a year or two? You know what I'm saying? There's another one called MFer. Believe it or not, yes, it's actually called MFER. I'm gonna be looking into that one, and I might cop a little bit. Not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Not gonna lie.
His game to say many transgressive things, some true, some false. Quote, "Dear white men, you're effed. You're being replaced because none of you have children. Even those of you about the replacement online, like little girls, don't find the gumption to F. I see white men bragging about having 5 kids as if it's an achievement. LOL. 5? LOL. Per year, right? Oh, all you white boys lost control of your women." He's a genius. YOU''RE. All you white boys lost control of your women, and now they won't accept multiple wives anymore. Now they tell you they don't want any more kids. One's enough. Okay, again, just move the apostrophe.
Now, let me ask you guys this. When it comes to this, do you guys agree with this narrative that they, quote unquote, lost control of their women? If you all feel that they, quote unquote, lost control of their women, then give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree and you don't feel that they lost control of their women, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to Tedra. Tedra says, "What platform do you use for investing?" I use Stash. Since I only invest in gold, silver, and crypto, my only app that I use for investing for the most part is anything that I can buy cryptocurrency on. Cash App, crypto.com, Binance, Coinbase. There's this one exchange, but this exchange, I got beef with them right now. They call it YoBit. But I used to coins that I couldn't find, I would buy them on YoBit. Now let me ask you guys this. Would you guys agree with Andrew Tate that they quote unquote lost control of their women, or would you guys say that they cooperated with their women? If you ask me, my answer to this is not that they lost control. They worked with their women. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Kirk. Kirk says, nope, white feminists still play the minority con and bring home the bag to white men. Exactly. Facts. If you guys agree with Kirk, give me some flames in the chat. If you guys disagree, then give me a thumbs down. Yeah, that's absolutely. This is all fake outrage here. If we go back and look at the history of feminism, who were the feminists? Oh, you know what? I forgot about Robin Hood. I use Robin Hood too. That's right.
In any case, put aside the grammatical picayune concerns, because they don't want to do their God-given job anymore.
If you ask me, this is how I feel about it. Anybody that's not a white feminist is a $5 feminist. For real, for real. It's the same thing as these black conservatives. If you're not white and a conservative, you a $5 conservative. For real, for real. That's what people should start calling them. Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't black.
For real.
No, they want Instagram likes instead. So your genetic potential is stumped by the whims of some singular female. A female takes 9 whole months to grow a single baby. Other races have multiple ovens for bread. We're not cucked. Some is screaming at you about loyalty, and you're sitting there saying, yes, baby, off to porn when she's asleep.
Now, here goes my question, right? How is it that other races have multiple ovens for bread when most races live in either WS-influenced areas or WS-dominated areas where WS has created the monogamy laws? So people don't, in some countries, there is an element of polygamy, but in most places that have interacted with Europe, people don't have multiple wives all like that. White men brought monogamy all over the place while practicing polygamy. The same way white feminists get to be minorities while being part of the dominant society. Again, structurally taking both sides of every argument. And this is one of the reasons why it's important for us to be able to make sure that our perspective, point of view, facts, and refuting of this nonsense is broadcast for people to be able to see, concerned parties who actually have brain cells that are concerned with combating these kind of things, because this is not true. This is another attempt of them to try to attribute everything negative to our culture. When they talk about a culture war, that is what their culture war is. Their culture war is to associate everything negative and wrong with the world with black people's culture. Shout out to Carlton. Wait, Carlton said, uh-oh, I was about to say something off code. Well, thanks for the warning, bro. Go ahead. Let's see what you got.
Or maybe cheating with a side condom on. Oh no, I couldn't get another woman pregnant. My wife would kill me. Total effing losers. Soon your race will be nothing more than a few pages in a history book. A lesson on what happens when you F the female psyche so hard they're obsessed with money and social media as opposed to being one of many baby factories for a king. 30 children minimum for the dons. White people, go talk to your best friend wife about what.
Now, here's my question. Where in human history have women had an average of 30 children per male? Where has that happened at? What civilization? Is there anybody that can name me a civilization where on average women had 30 children per male? If you're watching this video on the replay, please leave whatever civilization that might be in the comment section, or just simply say, no, I don't know of any.
To do this weekend, maybe you can take a nice walk around the IKEA. Enjoy extinction. Okay, so again, one true thing, many false things. One true thing, people need to be having more kids in Western civilization. The many false things, marriage is bad.
Shout out to Carlton. Carlton said 30 children per male. Listen, the only person that I know that's rocking like that is Fresh. If Fresh has 1,000 bodies on him, you know what I'm saying? Then Fresh is putting in that work. But aside from Fresh, and that's only if Fresh is telling the truth about his statistics, which we know that he's not. But let's just say he is. He's the only person that's putting in that real work that's going to be able to repopulate the earth. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else is going to be able to do it. Who's having 30 children per male? What woman? What society? Where at? And real quick, speaking of 30 per, we got 50 people watching and we got 32 likes. Now we got to get the likes up to 60. Make sure y'all throw some like enforcers in the chat. Enforce them likes.
Loyalty to your spouse is bad. Society can be built on men running around having sex with 30 women and having 30 kids per year. And this is the true measure of a man. And young men think of that like, wow, that sounds amazing. Because, of course, the male sex drive looks for various women. That is just the way that mammalian biology is built. Males seek to impregnate many females. And so that sounds great to a bunch of young men.
Now, Ben Shapiro says that's the way that mammalian biology is built. But isn't that how most biology is built? Not just mammals. Arthropods, arachnids, mollusks. And a lot of times mammals, sometimes the male will tend to stay with the female after the children are born. Shout out to CGI Kid. CGI says Ben Shapiro is a blubbering, self-serving idiot.
You got knocked the fuck out, man. The payback.
Oh man, that's facts, bro. Big facts.
Off to Andrew Tate's webcam business. It sounds amazing to them. That's also not how societies are built. But again, the idea is, and this is how you know it's a con, marriage is bad. Right? He's actively saying that marriage is bad. Because if you're a person who has 5 kids, LOL. Now, Andrew Tate himself claims that he has double-digit kids. We've never met any of those kids. We don't know exactly who the moms are. Maybe it's like a girlfriend in Canada. We don't actually know.
Now, how many of y'all believe that Andrew Tate has multiple children? If you guys believe that Andrew Tate has multiple children, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't, give me a thumbs down.
But for those of us who do have, say, 4 kids, I have 4 kids, I've been married for 15 years. If you have 4 kids, double the replacement rate, you are in fact doing your societal job. And you should be doing that. But that can only exist. Functional children, children who are going to propagate good values, require a father in the home. See, here's the thing.
Now, this is what I want you guys to answer. When he says you're doing your societal job for what? What are we talking about here? Because remember, this is a conversation that Andrew Tate directed towards white men. So what's the point of all of this?
If you knock up a bunch of ladies and you leave, you have created a generation of young men who are incapable of raising themselves. The effects of single motherhood in the United States are very well known. You're talking about higher levels of drug use, higher levels of crime, higher levels of poverty, higher levels of suicidal ideation. It creates actual pathologies. And that is what Andrew Tate is promoting, because he is a con artist. And he is conning you into doing something. He is conning you into giving away the only pathway toward actual societal success and personal success in favor of his vision of a Genghis Khan-like spreading of his seed. We'll get to more on this in just a moment. First, $20 barely gets you anything these days. You can't even fill your gas tank.
All right, so there's that. All right, there's that. There's Ben Shapiro's rant on Andrew Tate. All right. So we're going to read another article about this real quick. And it's an article from Newsweek. All right. Ben Shapiro launches scathing attack on con artist Andrew Tate. Now, again, we got to ask this question. Where's this stuff coming from? Where is it coming from? Shout out to Kirk. Kirk says, oh, real quick. Y'all already know. Y'all already know.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes. How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
Y'all said Ben Shapiro was sitting up here doing this.
Talentless, scandalous, plebiscite, babbling. Talentless, scandalous, plebiscite, babbling.
Oh, man, make sure y'all show Kirk some love. Kirk said, why are we listening to him talk about women? His wife doesn't even get mossed. She thought WAP was abnormal, or he thought WAP was abnormal. Yeah, that's wild, man. That's wild. If you're an adult and you think that WAP is abnormal, I don't know, bro. You're telling on yourself and you're not telling a lot of good things about yourself. That's all. Not knowing what WAP is almost as bad as Fresh and Fit saying that female private parts are disgusting. Who says that? Who believes that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, facts. Win, lose, or rug. He told on himself. He let loose all the secrets. You know what I'm saying? Ben Shapiro and Andrew Tate have once again exchanged a war of words after the former accused the controversial influencer of being a con artist. The conservative political commentator slammed the former professional kickboxer as a grifter for his stance on procreation during a rant on the Ben Shapiro show on Wednesday. Let me ask you guys this. Not that I'm taking up for Andrew Tate or anything like that, but if Ben Shapiro is going to call Andrew Tate a grifter for his stance on procreation, can we call Ben Shapiro a grifter for his stance on free speech? I think that's fair. Yeah, exactly, CGI kid. If we're going to sit up here and call Andrew Tate a grifter based on this logic for his procreation stance, gotta call Ben Shapiro a grifter for his free speech stance or lack thereof. We got to do it. We got to do it. Because my man Ben Shapiro is not pro-free speech. Ben Shapiro is pro-censorship. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, Shapiro is pro-censorship, give me a thumbs up in the chat. If y'all disagree, then give me a thumbs down. Shapiro is definitely pro-censorship. You know what I'm saying? Tate is currently in Romania awaiting trial on charges of human trafficking, rape, evidence tampering, and forming a criminal gang to sexually exploit women. Once his trial is concluded in Romania, he will be extradited to the United Kingdom to face further charges of rape. He has denied all charges. Now, let me ask you guys this. When are these trials supposed to go down? Yeah, I got to agree. If you guys agree with SD Johnson, he's pro-San Burrito free speech, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree and think that he's something else, then let me know what it is that you think that he is. Shout out to Alonzo. What's good with you, bro? While he awaits trial, Tate has continued his controversial online series where he instructs men on his version of masculinity and his views on society, which Shapiro did not approve of. especially his attitude towards fathering children, which is funny because if you ask me, Ben Shapiro and Andrew Tate are actually extremely ideologically similar, I should say. You know, they are very concerned with making sure that you say every word properly. Shout out to my man PD that remains. What's good with it, bro? And shout out to Jerry Bedford. Make sure y'all show Jerry Bedford some love with the $20 super chat.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, yo.
I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business. How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
Hopefully those played. If them drops are playing, let me know. Jerry says, he just a sad, funny-looking little man. Bro, you ain't never lied. If y'all agree with Jerry, not only give me a thumbs up, but also make sure y'all throw some flames, ducks, radiation emoji in the chat for Jerry with the $20 super chat. Definitely appreciate it, bro. Shapiro's rant, as we know, was in response to a post by Tate on X in which he lamented his belief that white men were having less babies with women, and this meant their genetic potential was stumped, and that your race will be nothing more than a few pages in a history book. Yeah. Along with labeling men as losers for the perceived drop in birth rates amongst white people, he also blamed women for being obsessed with money and social media as opposed to being one of many baby factories for a king. The way that Tate, quote unquote, explodes the myths is he plays a really stupid game. It's a game for stupid people, Shapiro began. The game is like this. I'm going to say two transgressive things that violate the taboos of culture around me. One of those things is true. One of those things is false, which is literally what they do literally about everything. This is literally the get down. And make sure you guys throw some like enforcers in the chat for win, lose, or rug. Facts. Make sure that you guys like the stream. Shout out to CGI Kid. I agree. I'm not only am I smarter than Ben Shapiro, I'm smarter than a lot of people. I'm smarter than a lot of computers too. You know what I'm saying? There may be other civilizations that we haven't encountered yet that I'm smarter than. Their entire civilization. Oh, man. Like this guy right here. Hold on real quick. I got one for y'all. I thought I had one. I thought I had it. Let me see. Oh, yeah, here we go. Like this guy right here.
I am the rocks of the eternal shore. Crash against me and be broken.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Crash against me and be broken. So now here it said, Shapiro added, but because they are both transgressive and because people will oppose me on both of them, one for bad reasons and one for good, this means that I have somehow gotten under the skin of the matrix. Everyone opposes me, which is why I'm a rebel. That's Andrew Tate's entire game. He then describes Tate as evil for his attitudes toward women, claiming that he tells his followers to treat women like garbage, and specifically in reference to comments Tate made about his belief that white men needed to procreate more. He is a con artist, and he is conning you into doing something, Shapiro said. He is conning you into giving away the only pathway towards societal success and personal success in favor of his vision of a Genghis Khan-like spreading of his seed, he added, referring to the 13th century Mongolian ruler who was believed to be so prolific at procreating, he still has 16 million descendants living today. Oh, that plays into some stereotypes, doesn't it? Oh man. Oh yeah, I was watching the X-Men on Disney Plus. I was definitely watching it. You know what I'm saying? Now, what I find interesting about this is that, you know, how many people we've talked about the clergy conspiracy theory before, right? Have you guys ever heard of that? How many people have heard of the clergy theory, aka basically replacement theory? Peyton Gendron, you know what I'm saying, used it as his justification for the Tops massacre. What I find interesting about this is that Andrew Tate is kind of pushing that. Oh, the 97 X-Men is that I love the 97 X-Men, bro. They had a lot of the good characters on there. I really wish that they hadn't chosen Jean Grey to be the Dark Phoenix, though. I wish they'd have used some other character for that. I would actually like to see what would happen if Apocalypse would get the Phoenix powers. I want to see what happens if Apocalypse gets the Phoenix powers.
I am the rocks of the eternal shore. Crash against me and be broken.
Oh man, facts. Shout out to my man AB. Make sure y'all show my man AB Promotions some love for always standing on business.
I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business.
That is the fourth stream sponsor, y'all. Shout out to y'all for hooking me up this morning. Let's see if we can get a super chat
Again! Again!
AB Promotions said, if Ben isn't white, why is he big mad? Yeah, that's a fact. If you ask me, Ben Shapiro is one of those people that will probably benefit from staying out of quote unquote conversations like these. Would you guys agree? Probably sit back, relax. Sit back, relax. Let Matt Walsh handle this one. You just take a time out, Ben. You know what I'm saying? Tate's comments exploit the global trend of a declining birth rate. So again, we got to make sure that we're not talking negatively just about white people. If white people are doing something or not doing something and it's negative, then of course everybody's doing it, because there's no possible way that any other group can be outperforming the quote unquote self-proclaimed superior people. So we got to hurry up and scramble and say that, well, you know, everybody's declining. Everybody's declining. See? Look at the statistics. Look at the statistics that we've doctored. But his reasoning for the drop is deeply flawed. Young people now have more to fear about the future. So are reluctant to bring a child into the world, says one expert. Young adults are living in a world which is characterized by many crises. Jessica Neeson, a family demographer at the University of Turku in Finland, told Vox, what crises are we dealing with that would make you be opposed to having kids? Let me ask you guys this question. Is there anybody in here that's scared of having kids? Who's scared to have kids? Too late for me. I already been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? I've hit that milestone twice. You know what I'm saying? What about you guys? Anybody scared? Don't be scared. You know what I'm saying? Don't be scared. Having kids is great. Making them is wonderful. You know what I'm saying? And actually seeing them grow up, if you're raising them right, is also wonderful. You know what I'm saying? So don't let these people fool you. You know, that's one of the issues that I had with the Fresh and Daisy situation. You could tell Fresh is a complete idiot and Daisy is just a hollow narcissistic fembot, because having a kid is not the end of the world. And I don't know if many women are aware of this, but sometimes having a kid actually helps your lady parts perk out without surgery. Sometimes them tatas get a little bit bigger. Sometimes them hips get a little bit more able to straddle. Just saying. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Savion Draco Zero. Savion said, black people don't decline, we multiply. Facts, like the baby kids. We don't die, we multiply.
Silence. Silence. I ain't got no money, pa.
I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business.
Man, I'm telling you, man, I'm gonna have to start using I'm gonna have to start using melon in a minute. I'm gonna have to start using melon in a minute because I'm getting tired of StreamYards, man. Make sure y'all show Savion Draco Zero some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat. And shout out to my man Kurt for super chatting
Again!
Kirk says you be going upside the head with these early morning streams. I'm the same way. Putting zeros in the grade book for stuff that was due last night. Students be mad. Bro, they're gonna be mad. They're gonna be mad as hell. Make sure y'all show Kirk some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emojis in the chat. Definitely appreciate the super chat because
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
Oh man, we're not exactly the March of Dimes. You know what I'm saying? And economics plays a huge part in the decisions about raising a family. Now, that's something that can be scary, right? But the one good thing, I hate to say this is going to sound really bad, but hear me out. This is going to sound bad, but hear me out. All you got to do, right? And again, this isn't family planning advice. I wouldn't advise anybody to do this. This is just worst case scenario. If you had a bunch of kids, all you got to do is have the mom work part-time and y'all live in separate houses and she gonna get all the damn benefits anyway. So she just hit the jackpot. I'm talking 5-digit tax returns, you know what I'm saying? Possible child support, no copay, Medicare, Medicaid, you know what I'm saying? Possibly subsidized housing. They get it all. And all you got to do is just not be there. All you got to do is just let her be a single mom. And it's like jackpot 777. Ain't that crazy? So even if you have kids, there's still that. Isn't that great? Isn't that something to look forward to? I don't think that it is, but some people think that it is. But I'll tell you one thing though, I would love to see one of those 5-digit tax returns though. That'd be something. I'd spend it all on Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's there for you. That is there for you. So what's there to be afraid of? And I ain't mad at that, Miss Nisi. Shout out to Miss Nisi. Miss Nisi said, respectfully disagree, Rob. I never bought into having a bunch of kids to raise on my own. I am not mad at it. And that's probably a good decision because those kids should have their mother and their father. You know what I'm saying? I agree with you 100%, Miss Nisi. And shout out to Carla. Carla said, I'm done. I have an excellent child. She grew up to be an exceptional adult. Make sure y'all throw some flames and some ducks in the chat for Carla for raising an exceptional child. I would have loved to have had more. God said one is enough. Hey, I am not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Shout out to Patrick Taylor. Patrick says, is it really though? I've never seen subsidized housing that's worth a damn. I'll tell you what. I don't know if you've ever been in the projects or hung out in the projects or any type of metropolitan authority housing, shout out to my man Kareem Yee. What's good with you, bro? But I tell you one thing though, the walls are brick for the most part. So whatever value that has, whether it gives it a little bit more structural integrity or the building is a little bit stronger, them bad boys are made out of brick. Never run into a wall inside of the projects. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's going to hurt. And the stairs are made out of steel, like thick fenced steel. You can tell anything that the county makes, it all look the same. If you go in the stairwell of a subsidized housing or inside the projects, it looks the same as inside of a jail. They got the same civil engineer. They know that they got to keep the environment the same because they know that people are going to be switching places back and forth. So they got to keep it. What's the word for it? Homogeneous. You know what I'm saying? They got to keep it homogeneous. They playing tricks. You know what I'm saying? They playing tricks. So now here it says people in the U.S. are less keen to have children because of financial insecurity. Now imagine this. In the U.S., right? People are less keen to have children because of financial insecurity. In the richest nation in the world. The United States is the richest nation in the world. And people are worried about financial insecurities of having children here. Yet in other countries, third world countries, they're outpacing us with reproduction. Let me ask you guys this. Why is that? Government buildings are ugly, they're dreary, they're depressing, and they're meant to keep people inside of them. Notice how there's no government drive-thrus. You know what I'm saying? When the last time anybody seen a government drive-thru ever? And lack of family-friendly policies which would support them juggling work and parenthood. A 2018 poll by the New York Times found many respondents put off or stopped having children because of concerns about having enough time or money. Now, let me ask you guys this. Money and time go hand in hand. It's almost like a ratio. You got to spend time to get money. You got to give up time to get money. Time is an irreplaceable, scarce resource. If you ask me, time is the most valuable resource in the world. It's irreplaceable. Once it's gone, it's gone. It's extremely finite and in very, very, very short supply. And sadly, I don't think that enough people truly realize the value of time. But what's interesting is that people will trade their time for money, which is something that can be reproduced on a printing press for decreased value. Now, let me ask you guys this. What's the psychology behind that trade-off? Because there's got to be some type of psychology that drives that trade-off. You know what I'm saying? And real quick, shout out to everybody that's watching. I appreciate you guys. If you guys haven't smashed that like button yet, please take a moment, smash that like button. We got 58 people watching and we got 47 likes. If everybody can bang on that like button and get us to 80, that would be wonderful. Also, if you guys haven't shared the stream, take a moment, share the stream. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Shout out to Miss Nisi. Make sure y'all throw some flames and some ducks in the chat from Miss Nisi, giving some great advice. Miss Nisi says, real talk, Rob. I told my son to be extra careful about procreating with some women. Not only can you afford to raise a child, but most do not factor in the equation of the crazy factor. Oh, Lord have mercy. And shout out to you, Miss Nisi, for being honest about that. You ain't never lied. You ain't never lied. That is a huge factor that a lot of people don't take into consideration. Shout out to Mike Mellis John. What's good with you, bro? That is facts. Super facts. The poll results showed 64% made the decision because childcare was too expensive. 43% waited too long because of financial instability, and about 40% because of lack of paid family leave. Tate responded to Shapiro's takedown by replying to a video of it posted on X. I inspire white people to have more children, and Ben's upset. I wonder why, Tate wrote. Now, let me ask you this question. What was Andrew Tate implying by I wonder why? Do you think that he was implying that Ben is a sombrerito, and part of those conspiracy theories say that, quote unquote, sombreritos have an agenda to make W people less populous, so to speak? Shout out to Lewis Knowles. What's good with it, bro? So now, next, what we're going to do is we're going to watch everybody's favorite podcast. And if it ain't everybody's favorite podcast, it's definitely Suge Knight's favorite podcast, ValueTainment with more grifters. They actually did a breakdown on this, all right? And we're going to see how we their breakdown. Because you know what they say about ValueTainment? If it's good enough for Death Row Records, well, then it's good enough for us.
Shapiro went on to read aloud the following social media post from Tate Thursday. Dear white man, you're effed. You're being replaced because none of you have children. Even those of you bitching about the replacement online little girls don't find the... Is this a video or is this a post he had? Grumption to F. I see white men bragging about having 5 kids as if it's an achievement. LOL. Now, Pat, let me ask you guys this. How many of y'all feel that Patrick Bet Davis is a $5 W man? If you guys feel that he's a $5 W man, give me a thumbs up. I'm going to tell you guys something. These people like him, these are the most egregious kind of people that don't rock with black people. Man, I remember back in those older generations when they used to try to say, oh, he's not white, everybody's black. Everybody's black. Nah, it's the other way around, man. It's the other way around. And don't forget it. You know what I'm saying? It's the other way around, and don't forget it. And that's why Suge Knight's got to get roasted, man. Suge Knight's big behemoth, corrupt, con artist ass has got to get roasted, bruh. You got to get roasted, family. Just like Ice Cube had to get roasted. Because all of the media platforms that's out there that don't have 5 million subscribers, because we don't acquiesce to the war against our culture, and you decide to take your ridiculous self onto ValueTainment and call in, spitting off the top of the dome just like his natural hair. Yeah, Dame Dash did too. Now, none of these celebrities, none of these people, none of them seek us out. He did a phone call. Podcast, Patrick. Shout out to Deneen. Actually, Roland Martin, believe it or not, if you ask me, Roland Martin actually destroyed Patrick Bet Davis in that interview. He got Patrick Bet Davis so flustered that in Patrick Bet Davis's studio with all of that $1 million equipment that he had, this numbskull couldn't even pull up the statistics that Roland Martin was asking him to pull up. Now, Roland Martin is a roly-poly pill bug that you would find if you lifted up a wet log. He might be rolling around under there with some of his cousins. But when he does something right, you got to at least give the credit. You know what I'm saying? You got to at least give the credit. Roland Martin, for all of the bad, dumb things that he did in his life, he did that one right. You know what I'm saying? He did that one right. We should react to that. What do you think, Deneen? You think we should react to that one?
And shout out to Kiko for 3 months of membership support. Please make sure you guys show Kiko some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat. And the membership is only 99 cents. So stand on business and become a member.
I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business.
Don't be waving no dollars at me sounding like Dragonfly Jones.
Silence. Silence. I ain't got no money, pa.
Oh man, shout out to my man Kiko with the $10 super chat. Make sure y'all show Kiko some love.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, yo. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, yo.
Hey, Method Man was really trying to hold that note, wasn't he? Whoa, whoa. Shout out to my man SD Johnson with the $5 super chat. Make sure y'all show SD Johnson some love. My man SD Johnson wants to go to the vortex of villainy.
I am the rocks of the eternal shore. Crash against me and be broken.
Man, shout out to Apocalypse. Hey, let me ask y'all this. Who's the better villain, Apocalypse or Unicron? Unicron got some quotables too. And make sure y'all show John Guillory some love for 11 months of membership support. Make sure y'all throw some flames, some radiation emoji, some ducks in the chat for my man John Guillory for holding it down 11 months. Like I said, y'all already know what that is. That's standing on business.
I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business.
Hey, let me ask y'all this. Why did Drewski not just let Snoop rap on that song? Why did he mess it up and say anything? Why did Drewski do that? You know what I'm saying?
Well, 5 LOL per night, per year, right? Oh, all you white boys lost control of your women, and now they won't accept multiple wives anymore. Now they tell you they don't want any more kids. One's enough. Don't want to do their God-given job anymore. They want Instagram likes. Shapiro said, okay, so again, one true thing, many false things. One true thing, people need to be having more kids in a Western civilization. The many false things, marriage is bad. Loyalty to your spouse is bad. Society can be built on men running around having sex with 30 women and having 30 kids per year. And this is the true meaning of a man. And young men think of like, wow, that sounds amazing. Male seeks to impregnate many females. Okay, that sounds great to a bunch of young men who are jerking off to Andrew Tate's webcam business. It sounds amazing to them. That's also not how societies are built. Adam.
Yeah, fully agree. You white boys need to start having some kids, y'all. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't.
That dude is a clown. You guys are, oh man, now that dude right there, he was simping, man. He was simping hard for just pearly things. Y'all remember? He's got his own YouTube channel under the ValueTainment umbrella. I think it's called Moneytainment or something like that. And shout out to the new subscriber. Make sure y'all show some love, throw some flames, some radiation emoji, some ducks in the chat for the new subscriber. If y'all haven't subscribed, make sure y'all show some love. Hit that bell icon twice. I didn't know Drewski was running around with the diddler. I didn't know that. They should make him talk about that on Could Have Been House. You know what I'm saying? He gonna come out with a new series called Could Have Been Me, talking about Diddy. You know what I'm saying?
It's ridiculous, but of course I kid because I'm still working on having kids. But look, these are healthy conversations that need to be had because both of these guys, I think, are beasts in their field. We're big fans of Tate. Do we agree with everything Tate says? No, I don't agree with anything everybody says.
Do you?
What?
You say we, as if you speak on everybody. Just say I.
Look at, a little bit of tension there. You see Patrick Davis laying down the law. What do you guys think about that? A little bit of tensions there. Little bit of tensions there, no?
That need to be had because both of these guys, I think, are beasts in their field. We're big fans of Tate. Do we agree with everything Tate says? No, I don't agree with anything everybody
Adam,
says.
do you?
What?
You say we, as if you speak on everybody. Just say I.
What?
Do I? What I'm saying is when you say we.
Okay.
See, he did that. He shout out to he stole that from Kid Gravity. Who is we? Yeah, Patrick Davis laying down the law. He's like, I can't believe I hired these people.
Idiots! I'm surrounded by incompetent idiots!
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
Hey, I found another quotable from Cobra Commander I might have to grab. I found another quotable from Cobra Commander that I might have to hit up.
Okay,
We are meaning just independently talk, because you may Rob is sitting over there, maybe doesn't
my bad,
agree.
Rob.
Rob doesn't watch videos.
Yes, go ahead. Make your
the
point.
collective we.
Yes,
Me,
It's a
myself,
royal
me,
we.
myself, and
for
I.
sure. We've had
Okay.
Tate multiple times. We've had
Yes.
some of the greatest conversations ever, and I think he's a very necessary voice, and I think he's going through an evolution himself at a different phase of his
Fully
life.
agree.
But continue.
And that's my next point, is that you're using some of the tactics and some of the things that Tate did, 5, 10 plus years ago against him now. That's not fair. Ben's sort of reeling a little bit. Daily Wire has taken a hit since Kent is.
Now that's not fair. That's interesting, right? What do you guys think about that? It's according to ValueTainment. Well, according to this guy, I don't need Patrick Davis saying, "Wait a minute, Rob, I didn't say that. He said that. Why are you saying we when I didn't say that?" So according to this guy, so it's okay to just forget about what people did 5, 10 years ago? What do you guys think about that? I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. As a matter of fact, I don't agree with that at all.
Ben is his shine and exactly what it used to be. And he's going to have to sort of reinvent himself. He's going to have to basically inform people where he stands. But here's how I would differentiate between Tate and Ben. One is completely logical, and one uses logic and emotion. The way that Tate speaks has the ability to motivate people and get people on his side, and that's respect about Tate. Ben, I don't know how he's going to reinvent himself, but he needs to do it.
Well, his voice, I don't know if the past 6 months, his voice has gotten annoying to where when he talks, my right eye gets smaller. It's like, you know why? Because
So it took that long. Look at that. They're saying how irritating Ben Shapiro's voice is. Now, it took that long for Ben Shapiro's voice to annoy you guys. You guys might be a little bit on the slow side of the high IQ spectrum. A little bit on the slow side. Because I think that we've all been annoyed by Ben Shapiro's voice ever since he first opened his mouth. Shout out to Patrick Taylor. Off topic. X-Men 97 is fantastic, but Sinister is such a shitty villain. They replaced Cassandra Nova with him, who sent that Godzilla Sentinel. I like Mr. Sinister. Mr. Sinister, I believe it or not, he's one of my favorite villains.
I am the rocks of the eternal shore. Crash against me and be broken.
This is the hardest record out.
Cash rules everything around me. Queen, get the money. Dollar bill, yo.
Man, that cash rules everything around me clip always has me dying laughing because Method Man be holding that note. You know what I'm saying? So you don't like Mr. Sinister, Patrick? I like Mr. Sinister and I like High Evolutionary, but they messed up High Evolutionary in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They mess up everything in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But Apocalypse and Darkseid, those are two of my favorite villains. And honestly, I like Unicron. I think they did Unicron dirty. In Transformers, the 1987 movie, or the 1986 movie. Shout out to Carlton. Carlton said Genosha in X-Men was basically Black Wall Street. Pay attention. Let me ask you this. What was the Savage Land equivalent to? What was the Savage Land equivalent to? That's my question. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Method Man held that back. Method Man and Old Dirty Bastard used to be so exaggerated with the holding notes, bro. Method Man, look.
Cash rules everything around me. Queen, get the money. Dollar, dollar bill, yo.
Why'd he hold it like that? Why'd he hold that note like that? We got to ask him. You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, he's just sticking on one topic. He's going all in. He's showing his true colors, and people.
What do you have a problem with what Ben is saying here?
With Ben, I just because
this specific topic here. What problem do you have with what he's saying here?
Because anybody that's judging anybody for being who they are, and like you said, Tate's evolving and doing his thing and going in and like he's bringing up his past as if he knows who he is as a person. Has he ever sat down with him and spoken to him?
No,
he doesn't.
Tom,
we have.
What are your thoughts on this?
Look, I agree with the notion that Andrew Tate speaks very powerfully.
Hey, they caught him not paying attention. Look, watch this. Watch this.
Thoughts on this?
See? He up there messing with the marker.
Knows who he is as a person. Has he ever sat down with him and spoken to him?
No,
he doesn't.
Tom,
we have.
What are your thoughts on this?
Look, I agree with the notion that Andrew Tate speaks very powerfully, very clearly, and he inspires emotion out of it. And I think that Ben, I respect Ben for his, for what he's accomplished and everything, but he's coming across in this very shrill and very reactive and very angry. And
what is it that Ben Shapiro has accomplished? This is what I need everybody in the chat to do. I need everybody in the chat to name 2 accomplishments that Ben Shapiro has made that have improved the world significantly. 2 accomplishments. Now, I know you guys can do it. So don't be shy. Let them rip.
And it's not, do I agree or disagree with the points? I just don't think he's doing a good job getting the points across. And I think he's coming off very angry and reactive. And it doesn't cause people to kind of be drawn in to listen to what you have to say.
Yeah. So think about the Tate 5 years ago or 4 years ago, right? He's going viral. You do this, you do that, and girls are this and girls are that. And those clips would go off, right? Because he was saying what maybe many men who had been hurt before or betrayed.
So y'all said it's like that song War, huh? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. What has been done? Absolutely. Absolutely nothing. We got to get him with the Method Man. Absolutely nothing.
Before by a girl, which is most men, and he was speaking on their behalf. Okay. And as a man, when that happens to you publicly, you don't want to talk about it because it's embarrassing. And it's happened to all of us when you kind of go through, like, well, no, a girl would never do this to me. And even Tate talked about one time how a girl kind of hurt him, and that was a big impact that it had on him. And, he had his own way of dealing with that. But the Tate of today, with the life he's living and now being a Muslim himself, he's making the argument of, he said something.
Now, I want you guys to think about this, right? What's the difference between the charges that Andrew Tate is facing and the accusations against Diddy? Now, we got to put it in perspective like this for ValueTainment and for everybody. If you're going to upplay how amazing, brilliant, and good of a guy Andrew Tate is, well, then you got to do the same thing for Diddy. But here's the interesting thing about it. These guys probably don't have very much good to say about Diddy as they do about Andrew Tate. Mind you, both facing similar accusations. Why is that? Why is that? See, you got to nail him. You got to nail him to the wall. You guys remember when Blade nailed old boy to the wall and then put him on fire? You guys remember that? So what you got to do, you got to nail him to the wall. Ask him a trick question like, are you a fan of Elvis?
Something about Christian men. He says, it's about time you get angry. Did you see that video, Rob? Can you pull this up that Tate had? I think he had it yesterday on Twitter. If you can pull this up.
He's like, finally, I'm seeing you guys getting upset and getting mad.
If you can play, it's a video, I think. It's not even a, keep going a little lower.
He's sitting outside. He's sitting outside.
No, that's not it. Keep going. He posts a lot of stuff. Keep going. Maybe we're not going to get to it. Anyways, it's a video that he says, about time you guys get upset, about time you guys do something about time you guys get vocal, about time you guys say, and he's right. The Christian community has historically been very tolerant, and they kind of sit on the sidelines and don't say anything, just kind of take it. And he's saying Muslims won't. Muslims will voice their opinion, and they're going to be more direct about it than you Christian tolerant men will be. And, that's the argument that he's making. Now, on the side that Ben is saying with family and all this stuff, I mean, look, guys, Ben is raising kids in a family societal environment where he's teaching them. Is this it?
I think this is it.
Is this?
I think so. Yeah, play it. Play it.
Can you play this clip, Rob? I think this is it.
Now, let me ask you guys this, right? We don't know what the results are going to be, but what happens if Andrew Tate gets found guilty for all of the accusations against him? Yeah, he's so mad about it. Oh man, look, we should start reacting to a lot of people and then asking that question about them. Are they $5 or not? Is this person $5? The $5 challenge. That's what we should call it. We should start doing a series called the $5 challenge. And we'll look at a bunch of stuff that somebody said and how they've presented themselves and ask the question, is this a $5 quote unquote individual? What do you guys think? Now, if Tate is guilty, right? Shout out to Carlton. If Tate is guilty, more than likely he'll be going to jail, right? Look at all of the cover that all of these people have been running for him. Now, here's my question. When somebody has accusations against them, how can you treat a P. Diddy and an Andrew Tate different? How do you do that? Does that make sense? If that makes sense, give me a thumbs up. If it doesn't make any sense, then give me a thumbs down. That to me doesn't make sense. It's not consistent. So now what we got to do is we've got to hammer them on the inconsistency, because you don't get to get away with that kind of inconsistency. I'm sorry. You don't get to do it. It's not happening. And shout out to y'all for getting the likes to the 1-to-1 ratio. We got 55 people in here and we got 53 likes. If we could get them to 70, that'd be great.
Great.
Not working. Yeah.
But that is it. That is the one. Oh, there it is.
Try it one more time.
Angry. I don't know why it's taking you so long.
Christian men.
Even as a Muslim, even as somebody who's recently reverted, it gives me genuine happiness to see the Christians finally angry about something. You have gay preachers, LGBT drag story hours at your
facts. Patrick summed this up perfectly. If you guys agree with Patrick, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. Patrick said they believe the Diddy accusations or any black man on someone's word and no proof, but Tate or any white man, there needs to be proof. Facts. Now, let me ask you guys this question here. How does one, quote unquote, correct that situation? I'm going to give you guys a hint. You don't do it through politics, and you don't do it through no social justice movement. Okay.
Your fucking churches, you sit around and turn the other cheek. You have no cheeks left to turn. There's nothing in this world without masculine rage. It's the bottom line of everything. There's no country without men who are prepared to get angry and defend it. There's no idea. There's no house. There's no religion without masculine rage. They've bred it out of you. And for the first time in a long time, we see Christians finally angry about something. The reason your religion is failing is because this whole bullshit of tolerance and sitting around turning the other cheek is making you globally mocked. You're seen as weak. And when I see Christians mad for the first time in a long time, although I'm no longer Christian, it makes me feel happy. This is exactly what the world needs.
How do you just switch religions like that? How do you just switch religions like that? How's that work? Shout out to Vega. What's good with it, Vega? Does that make any sense? Make that make sense.
There has to be a line where you say, no, we will not accept. That's how we ended up in this position in the first place. Accepting everything.
You can pause.
It's not.
I mean, he's say what you want.
Oh.
You don't like him. He did it. He's right.
Yeah. By the way, but you have to realize this, man. Ben Shapiro grew up in a very different upbringing than this guy.
Yes.
So to get Ben to understand Tate, or Tate to understand Ben.
Now, I want you guys to pay very close attention. Pay very close attention to how Patrick Bet Davis is taking into consideration, quote unquote, upbringing. Because here's the thing, when it comes to other discussions and comparisons of different people, upbringing and environmental circumstances are never, ever, ever taken into consideration. Any type of issue or any type of difference is always attributed to something else. Something else like what? Let me know what you guys think.
And are two different things. You know, kind of like what Shook was talking about yesterday, where he's like, dude, who taught him those habits? Who taught? So those things.
Yeah, I gotta agree. Now, here's the thing, Patrick. I agree 100%. This is the question, though. How? What's the strategy to get people to stop following that? Because if you ask me, when it comes to people stop following that, it's not just the audience. Athletes need to start prioritizing us with interviews. Suge Knight is a bad example. Going to them, DJ Vlad, you know what I'm saying? So how do we enforce that is the question. Because I agree with you 100%. But I think that an enforcement mechanism needs to be strategized and then executed. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Patrick says, black people need to stop following the white media. I've seen too many Negroes celebrating Diddy based on a person's word. I've seen a lot of celebrations, more than just Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Based on a person's word. People take that hypnotic media and run with it. And it's like, snap out of it. You know what I'm saying? Go do some research.
Come from your surroundings. If you become a gangster and at a young age you're around a gang and you're around all these other gangsters, you're going to be wired in a different way.
For sure.
If you're a guy that grew up in a healthy, peaceful environment like a Ben Shapiro, and you're raised where you're going to school and at a young age.
Now, shout out to the Discord. Who's part of the Discord? If you're in the Discord, throw them Discord emojis in the chat. Now, the reason why I ask if you're in the Discord or not is because I'm curious if people saw that video about the quote-unquote Kia boys that I put in there. How many people watched that video about the Kia boys that I put in the Discord? If you haven't watched that video about the Kia boys that I put in the Discord, you should. And the reason why you should is because there's all of these gangs, you know what I'm saying, criminals, street culture, and they'll open up their entire lives to a clown like Patrick Bet Davis. But if I wanted to interview these guys and get proprietary intellectual property of the content, these clowns wouldn't give me the time of day. Didn't I remember when I was roasting Ice Cube and people thought that I was roasting Ice Cube prematurely? How many of y'all remember that? Remember, I kept saying, look at Ice Cube going on this podcast tour. This dude is a clown. Remember, I was going in on Ice Cube. That was before it was cool to go in on Ice Cube. That was when people were, quote unquote, giving me the side eye for going in on Ice Cube until he got on Tucker Carlson's. And then it was okay because of what he said. To me, even if he hadn't have said any of that he said on Tucker Carlson's, Ice Cube was still in violation. Because if you made time to go on Bill Mayer and all of these other different podcasts, at the very least, you should have went on the biggest black podcast that there is. You should have went on Phil Scott's Independent. At the very least. And I'm not even banging for me. Phil Scott ain't never took no bullet for me. He don't promote my content. He don't even know who I am. But just logically, that's what you should have done. Facts. They said I was off code for going in on Ice Cube until Ice Cube got in front of Tucker Carlson and got off code, and then everybody had the scientific reasons of why he did it when I told y'all a long time ago that he would do that. You know what I'm saying? I lost subscribers when I was going in on Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? And I said, look at what he's doing. I said, look at all the videos. Remember back in the day, to all the people that have been around for a long time, when he was getting attacked by all of those different political platforms, when he put out the Contract for Black America, and he was going over there and talking to all those Republicans and all of that, and they went in on him on Fox Soul. Chris Cuomo tried to go in on him on CNN. Y'all remember that? TD did hella videos on Ice Cube having his back. Ice Cube ain't even retweet none of those videos. I'm not defending none of these people no more. If they don't have nothing for me, you're going to get roasted right along with everybody else. Man, you see how the media went in on Ice Cube? Yup. And I'm about to put this and I'm about to get my little kicks in while he down. Because it's only right. This dude went on all these different podcasts, these people's podcasts that YouTube is giving 1 million subscribers to for no reason. And they suppressing our content. And this dude, just like all the other ones, they pass by all of us. They are just as guilty as all these other people. That's why I started out roasting Suge Knight. This clown went on here with 5 million subs. It would be a different story if you went on these podcasts and made sure that at the end of your podcast tour, you at least saw 2 or 3 of us. At the least. I understand wanting to get your message across to the biggest platform. I get that. But to not show no love at all, man, nobody got time for that, man. Nobody got time for that. And these people have to start paying for that. And I got to agree. Shout out to Lewis. That's the problem. I was attacking people's worlds. It was hurting them. Oh, Ice Cube this. Yeah, Ice Cube, all right. You know what I'm saying? But Friday After Next came and he didn't show up to nobody's podcast. You know what I'm saying?
You want to be the Supreme Court one day, and you playing the piano, you play the violin in front of thousands of people. Yeah. But they're very similar and very different at the same time.
Yeah, the passion is
very similar and very different at the same time.
I love what he said about tolerance, because you said
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that. Shout out to PD That Remains. PD That Remains said Cube was one of the first to start big up in Cadillac Clark. That was the last side eye. I didn't know that he was doing that. Did he promote Angel Reese or that girl from South Carolina? See, I don't even want to go. Let me stop. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop because what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just do the same thing that I've always done. I'm going to show evidence of this. He offered Clark, but he didn't offer Angel Reese anything. See, shout out to my man Carlton, because my man Carlton know where I'm going. If I say the stuff that I want to say, people going to get mad. They're going to say that I'm being off code. But I ain't the one that offered Cadillac Clark no $5 million. But there's something about that act that people should notice. Now, mind you, this is the dude that made the song. He made a song called Cave Bitch. Ice Cube did. And on the same album, it was another song, Tadao, How You Like Me Now.
Virtues that your family you pray for, the way you lead your kids, and one virtue that you've eliminated, which is tolerance, because you've said this before. Christians become a little too tolerant.
Yep.
Yeah, LGBT. Okay, cool. It's all good. Yeah, now we can have trans preachers. It's okay. No. Yeah, credit to Islam, credit to Judaism.
I'm gonna just put it out here, like, man, I'm gonna just say it like this, man. A lot of these quote unquote street cats, a lot of these rappers, you know what I'm saying, criminal culture, urban culture. I'm gonna just keep it a buck with y'all. These are some of the dumbest people on the planet. Some of the dumbest people on the planet. And that's one of the reasons why they get the resources and the paychecks that they do. That's one of the reasons why people have to understand that we have to be the ones paying the paychecks. If we actually believe what we say, then any money coming out of that printing press is poison. So do you think that that printing press is going to make somebody a millionaire that's going to become a problem later? Not unless it's one of their own people. You know what I'm saying? So we had to be the ones that's putting the resources or the paychecks in people's hands. Because you know when these people say get a job, what they mean is go work for one of us. That's what that means. Get a job. What that means is go put in an application and go work for one of these companies. Don't make your own money. Don't have control of your own assets. Don't have control of your own resources. We're supposed to control everything. We'll turn on the money and turn off the money as we please. That's what that means. People got to get out of that application mind state, man. Ain't nothing wrong with being a hustler, but hustle for yourself. Stephen A. Smith is a perfect example of what not to do. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith for being a great example for people to do the opposite of, to achieve self-actualization and success. I've never really seen somebody that's a shining example of what not to do and how not to live your life until I saw Stephen A. Smith's shining forehead sit there and talk about how he just loves going back to make his boss rich. You sound crazy. If you're a person that prioritizes anybody other than your family over yourself, you are defeated. You are useless. You are nothing but a carcass or an NPC. He dreams about it at night. And you guys see, look at Stephen A. Smith. He's on the media tour. You guys notice they got him on the circuit. They got him on the circuit. Why is Stephen A. Smith on the circuit? You know, he was on ValueTainment. I was actually going to react to a video from the episode of ValueTainment that he was on. Yeah. He's basically saying that he loves the plantation. And shout out to Zava. Zava said Michelle Beadle and ESPN buck broken him a decade ago. I believe that some people are born broken. I don't believe that quote unquote buck breaking is necessary for everybody. I believe that some people are just born broken. Would you guys agree? Shout out to Cameron. What's good with it, bro? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down.
We don't really play that game. Like, we kind of have some, especially Islam, they kind of have some things that they don't equivocate on and they're tolerant on. What I'll say with the evolution of Tate and the evolution of Ben, who do you think has had to evolve more? I would argue that Tate had to evolve much more. The only difference between Ben...
Let me ask you guys this. Who has Andrew Tate or Ben Shapiro evolved? If you ask me, literally neither one of them have evolved. They've literally been saying the exact same thing, pushing the exact same thing their entire media presence. Shout out to LS. What's good with it, bro? They've been pushing it same thing their entire media presence. I don't think either of them has evolved.
But when he was 20, by the time he's 40, his kids. He was raised in a Jewish Orthodox household. He's worked on himself. He's worked on his business. The only major difference that I can tell perception-wise, in my opinion, is having kids. And of course, when you have kids, you evolve. Tate had to wildly evolve from being an American to moving to London to basically moving to Romania, kickboxing, doing all this, starting a business. He was
all of these were choices that he made. He didn't have to evolve. He chose to make those choices, and with those choices you have to make some adaptations. I want you guys to pay very close attention to these double standards. Pay very close attention to the double standards. Shout out to KO Kid Fit. Facts. Facts. That's exactly what it sounds like. He sounded like a dog. He sounded like a dog that's happy to see somebody, ain't he?
You got knocked the fuck out, man.
Oh man, hey, shout out to KO. Yo, do you remember when this dude was simping hard, man? He was simping hard for just pearly things. You know what I'm saying? They made those bariatric chairs, especially for her tall ass to sit down there on that podcast. And they had the mic that was about long as a giraffe neck, so she didn't have to bend her back all kind of funny ways and talk on it.
From the webcam business to everything he's doing now, he's had to evolve massively. So the scale at which he's had to evolve is nowhere near what Ben had to do. But when one thing that they definitely agreed upon is the decline in traditional values, especially in the West, especially with women. The traditional women, the trad life women, where are they now? Now there's baby mama culture, there's hookup culture, there's OnlyFans, there's sex workers. You can make money just sitting at your house. The single mother epidemic is crazy. You've talked about the stats with that. America leading the world.
Who's responsible for the single mother epidemic? I think that when it comes to a lot of these societal problems, one thing that we need to start doing is tracing back in history and start specifically pointing out the quote unquote people who are responsible for a lot of these societal changes. Because the way that the narratives are now, and people are so distracted with idiotic stuff like the gender war and dumb guys that can't get on a panel without arguing for 2 seconds. A lot of important facts get lost along the wayside with the shout out to Carlton, Maury Povich crowd, as we would call them. And I got to agree with Deneen. We can't impregnate ourselves. That's facts to the women. You know what I'm saying? Just ask Daisy. Daisy will tell you how you get Daisy will explain in very crude terms how you get pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Roku Moro. Do we need to have Daisy explain how the birds and the bees from Daisy?
Again!
Daisy give us our little birds and the bees speech and we be all good.
World in single mothers, not especially the Black community, the Hispanic community, even the white community popped off without crazy. 75% of
shout out to Val.
Americans
What's good with you, Val?
Single mothers, crazy stats. But men a little bit different. They talk about this all the time. Men are a little bit different. Men can take a little while longer to evolve. Vinny and I can still have kids at any point we want right now. I challenge you.
She would say, "It just happened. It just happened." That's what she would say. It just happened. It just happened. I don't think so. I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mr. King. Shout out to DJ Elmo. DJ Elmo said, "Did you see Lisa I think that's Cabrera video about the main reason for migrant population, down to population decline of the Pilgrims and the South American countries themselves. I didn't see her video in particular, but I've seen videos where that has been stated as a reason. I in love in 1 week. I in love in 1 week. That's what she said. I in love in 1 week. I got smashed on the yacht. I got smashed on the yacht.
Sipping water, ain't claim to be the key, but he's about everything. Again!
Oh man, I have baby in 1 week. I have baby in 1 week. Girl, if you don't sit your big muscular self down,
your 45-year-old woman to have a kid today, it's going to be pretty tough. But men need to take longer. They need to make money. They need to make friends and make a network. When women, you need to start making some babies.
45-year-old can still have a kid, but it's going to be tougher. Can still have a kid.
Hey, you ever heard of hard bodies? Where they be like, people got hard bodies. She want them hard booties. Her booty hard like a stale ass hot dog bun. Oh, you know, they be talking about the washboard abs. She got a washboard ass. Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. A washboard ass is crazy.
Well, it's going to be tough, but I get it. I get what you're saying. So, all right.
I can no longer remain in today's Democratic Party.
Tulsi Gabbard says she is no longer a Democrat. A potential.
Oh, there go your woman of color right there. Man. There go your woman of color right there. Oh man, you guys gotta hear Tulsi, man. Oh, she be going hard. She be going hard. She might be like one of the next people on one of them quote unquote on some quote unquote MILF content. You know what I'm saying? The ones that like Chads. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be tougher. They can still have kids.
Because she like Akinelli off this motherfucker. She swallowing, gobbling. It's ridiculous. Like, seriously. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, she's so passionate with it too.
It's gonna be tough, but I get it. I get what you're saying. So all right,
I can no longer remain in today's Democratic Party.
Tulsi Gabbard says she is no longer a Democrat. A potential Tulsi Gabbard VP.
Where we are being told that we just have to comply and go along with whatever they say.
American people.
No, I want y'all to pay attention to something. Shout out to the fellas, right? The women may get upset with me.
Tulsi Gabbard VP.
Where we are being
always make sure that you do this light test. You see how the light is shining up against her face and you can see all those craters? That's how you know it's all bad when the makeup comes off. You see how rough her face is? Now, what's her name? Nikki Haley got that crater face like that too. But in the black and white light, if you look to the side, if you like look on the side of the face when the face is glistening, it don't matter if the face is clear when you're looking at it head on. If you look at it from the side cannot hide the depth of those craters. And see, she got them. Should I make that a drop, AB? Akinelli. Oh, man. I should make that a drop. So just be careful with that Freddy Krueger face. That's from years of acne and makeup. Facts. And they'll try to cover that up. You know what I'm saying? But if you have the eye for what's right, then you won't be fooled by none of that nonsense. You know what I'm saying?
being told that we just have to comply and go along with whatever they say.
American people are smarter than this. However, we must remain vigilant to recognize their propaganda for what it is, pure lie.
Unfortunately, we live in a time where free speech is under attack.
Whatever they say goes, and we have to.
Who is they? You guys notice how these people just throw a lot of this stuff around and then we start asking these questions. And when it comes down to it, they really never want to have the actual they conversation. And then if they do have the they conversation, they want to say that the people that they're calling they aren't white. But let's ask that question, though. Who are the theys? Who are the theys?
To just fall.
And the people who suffered under your reign as prosecutor, you owe them an apology. Picking on Kamala Harris on a debate stage before, I would look forward to.
Now, see, I want you guys to pay very close attention. Now, you guys see, this is a form of boycott. I want you guys to understand this. These are the very people that claim that they want to make, quote unquote, inroads, right? None of these people want to make inroads. These people want to further world domination. Yeah, the cheek do look like roaches was dirt biking on it. They look like they were slapping each other up, dapping each other up, changing the tires and tuning the bikes up and everything. Look like they hit them brakes real fast a bunch of times too. Put skid marks all across her. You know what I'm saying? But now let me ask you guys this. What's the chances of us getting some politician to come on one of our platforms and quote unquote have a conversation? I want you guys to understand these social media platforms and these people make a comprehensive effort to quote unquote cut us out of the conversation so that they can control the conversation, which is one of the reasons why it's so important to fight against all of this stuff. Shout out to my man Terrence Jackson. What's good with it, bro? What's the chances? Let me know. What are the chances of one of these people coming onto one of our podcasts? Let's say, for instance, I was able to somehow, by a miracle, grow my channel to 100,000 subs. None of these people would come on to talk. Not even any celebrities that people think would come on to talk, which I don't even understand why people think that these celebrities care anything about us at all. But this is the point, which means that if these people don't want to participate in quote unquote negotiations, then we have to dominate the conversation. There can't be an option of these people to quote unquote take both sides anymore. We have to take the conversation. That's the only way. People can wait another 400 years to see if I'm right. Yeah, facts. Exactly. Shout out to Patrick Taylor. I can have 1 million subs. It'll still be no. But first, they'll make sure that 1 million subs never happens. And somehow, if by some fluke that 1 million subs does happen, it'll still be no. But they'll go on Joe Rogan. They'll go on ValueTainment. Do you guys notice a pattern with who these people come and talk to? Do you guys notice the pattern? What is the pattern? But then they'll turn around and say, these people aren't even willing to talk. These people aren't even willing to talk. I might not say much, but I'll let you have the floor. But these people are scared to even have the floor because they know they'd get mopped. And that's one of the reasons why it's important for us to create an opposing force. That's why that's so important.
I am the rocks of the eternal shore. Crash against me and be broken.
That's what they all have to know. That's what they all have to know. And shout out to my man AB. Make sure y'all show my man AB Promotions some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for my man AB.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
Cash rules everything around me. Queen, get the money. Dollar, dollar bill, yo.
I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business.
Stand on business. My man AB said, shame on y'all. She obviously got hit with some shrapnel. Y'all had some damn nerve. Oh, man, she got beat with the ugly stick. She'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? listen, I'm gonna tell you something. There's a lot of ugly baby moms, so she definitely okay. Ugliness has never been a restriction on access to men for women. Would you guys agree? As much as women get upset about, you know, you shouldn't be calling people ugly and all of this, ugliness is, it's not a barrier. It's not a glass ceiling. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times those people are mothers. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just put it like that. Shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel sorry for nobody ugly, especially no ugly woman, because that don't mean nothing. That's just a word. You know what I'm saying? The lights going off be the great equalizer. You know what I'm saying? It's the great equalizer. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's it. Ben Shapiro sitting up there calling Andrew Tate a grifter, which is hilarious because they're both grifters. Andrew Tate is outraged that white males, according to him, are not reproducing at a Tate acceptable rate. Very interesting outrage. I don't know what to say. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to DBB. What's good with it? And shout out to my man Hurricane IQ for standing on business for 8 months.
I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business.
Standing on that business. Definitely appreciate it, bro. Shout out to everybody that watched the stream. Like I said, I got some more content. I'm gonna try to bust out a bunch today because I got, believe it or not, I actually got time today. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you guys got the notifications hit. If you're not part of the Discord, take a moment, hit that link that's pinned in the chat. Shout out to the stream sponsors for making it possible. Shout out to my man AB. Make sure y'all spam the chat with some flames, ducks, radiation emoji, membership emoji for my man AB. Shout out to Kirk. Shout out to Jerry. Definitely appreciate it. Shout out to AB again. Shout out to Savion Draco Zero. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to Kurt, always showing love. Shout out to Kiko for being a member for 3 months. Shout out to Kiko for standing on business with that $10. Shout out to my man SD Johnson. Shout out to John Guillory for being a member for 11 months, standing on business. Shout out to Patrick Tyler. Definitely appreciate it, bro. Shout out to AB. And shout out to Hurricane IQ for standing on business for 8 months. And shout out to Val, Splash Sister #1, with the 25 months of membership support. Standing on business. Val and Carla been standing on business so long they legs is tired. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. Like I said, I'll be back later on. Make sure that you guys have the alerts hit. If you're not subscribed on Rumble, take a moment, do that. If you're not subscribed on Twitch, make sure you take a moment, do that. Make sure you follow BASE Reality 2 on Twitter. And as always, ladies and gentlemen,